I woke up at 3:17 and gasping like someone had their hand around my throat, my own heartbeat hammering so hard I thought my ribs would crack. In that moment, I didn't just wake up. I finally killed the man I had been slowly bleeding out for 23 years. My name is Dr. Adrian Vale. By day, I stand under blinding surgical lights and hold dying hearts in my hands, coaxing them back to life with nothing but skill and sheer will. By night, I was the son who had let his own family carve mine out, piece by piece, until there was almost nothing left worth saving. On the outside, my life looked perfect, the kind of life people pause on and whisper he made it. I escaped the decaying steel town that swallowed dreams whole. I built the quiet two-story house on Willow Crest with the ancient maple tree that creaked like it was keeping secrets. I had Sophia, my wife, who came home from long ICU shifts carrying the scent of hospital soap and quiet exhaustion. And our two little girls, Emma and Lila, who still believed their father could fix anything that broke. But the fractures had already started spreading, silent and deep. Sophia began noticing the way I'd freeze whenever my phone lit up after midnight. She'd watch me with those tired, knowing eyes and say softly, "You're vanishing right in front of us, Adrian." Her voice never rose, but it cut cleaner than any scalpel I'd ever used. My father, Victor, was made of gravel and old grudges. His words had weight, the kind that could press the air out of a room. My mother, Evelyn, drifted through life like smoke, always apologizing for thunder she never called down. My younger brother, Marcus, and his wife treated every crisis like it was my sacred duty to solve it. After all, I was the one who made it. That single success turned me into their personal ATM with a heartbeat. It started small, a few thousand here for emergencies, then co-signing loans, then bigger and bigger asks. Family looks after family. My father would growl, eyes shining with that familiar, bottomless hunger. One night, after a 34-hour shift with someone else's blood still dried on my scrubs, my phone rang. Victor's voice slithered through the speaker, smooth as oil. "Found the perfect lake house. Just need your signature on the papers. You won't even notice it." Something in his tone made my stomach turn. I already knew I'd say yes before the words left my mouth. 18 months later, I had quietly poured over $110,000 into a luxury lake house I had never once visited, never smelled the pine around it, never seen a single photo. Every time I tried to stop, the guilt crashed in like a wave. Your mother's crying again. The girls need new school stuff. Blood is thicker than water. Sophia stood in our kitchen one night, arms wrapped around herself, voice trembling with exhaustion. "If you keep giving them pieces of yourself, one day, there'll be nothing left for me and the girls." I hated her for being right. Then came the freezing January morning. Between two back-to-back open-heart surgeries, my hands still shaking under the harsh sink lights, I opened the banking app, and, with one tap, I killed every automatic payment. The explosion came 2 weeks later. Missed calls, screaming voicemails, my father's voice detonating through the speaker. "What the hell have you done, boy?" I answered, my voice colder than the operating room. "I stopped paying for a life I never wanted. I stopped being your lifeline." But that wasn't the worst of it. That same night, my mother called, sobbing so hard she could barely speak. "How could you abandon your own blood? Marcus's kids are asking why Uncle Adrian doesn't love them anymore." Her words hit like ice sliding into my veins. Because in that moment, the full picture finally crashed over me. It was never just about the money. They'd been quietly training my own daughters to accept the same poison. Emma and Lila watched as Marcus's kids received expensive gifts while they got whatever scraps were left. They saw how family only called when they needed something drained. I had spent years volunteering as their sacrifice, and worst of all, I was unconsciously teaching my little girls to one day lie down on the same altar. That night, something inside me flatlined for good. I didn't just cut them off. I killed the obedient son who had been dying slowly on that table for over 2 decades. Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. But what is it thicker than self-respect? Thicker than protecting the people who never ask for your last drop of life? Some mornings I still wake up at 3 a.m., chest tight, wondering if I'm the villain in their story, or the first one brave enough to finally stand up. If your own family only reached for you when they needed to take something vital, something that cost you pieces of your soul, would you have done it? Would you finally choose yourself and the ones who actually love you without keeping score? Tell me honestly in the comments, because some nights I still don't know if I made the right choice.